Hey everybody, Jody here from SpiegelMom Scraps. I am really excited to jump on the YouTube channel today and show you guys a brief tutorial about how I make these little pockets full of sunshine sequin pockets, I guess you could say. So I'm just gonna get started right away. Here is a whole bowl of them. So I sat and folded these last night just while I was watching TV with my husband and made a whole bunch to get prepped for today and to make a layout. So let's just get started. This is a great way, you guys, to use up your 6x6 paper pads. I love my 6x6 paper pads. I use them for cards and for making, little titles and little fun elements, but there's often times when I just don't use the whole thing or use enough of it. So this is a great way to use them up. The patterns are smaller, so it makes it more impactful when you fold them and use them in smaller pieces because, well, the patterns are smaller, so it's more compact. So just a couple of tools that you guys will need. This is a 2-inch Fiskars squeeze punch. You can use any punch for this. I like different sizes. I'm just going to show you guys the 2-inch punch today and about what those look like. So I'll just show you in my hand. This is the 2-inch punch from Fiskars, and this is about the size they come out to. So kind of gives you an idea of that. So to start off, I prepped a bunch of circles ahead of time. This is just one of the patterns from Whimsical from Paige Evans at Pink Paisley. So to make these little circles, and I know Paige has a cut file that kind of does this for you. It cuts circles out and I think it makes score lines, but I actually like to make these myself better. I can do them in front of the TV while I'm hanging out with my husband. I'm not, always on the computer to do stuff. So we'll just get going. This is just a 6-inch long, it's a clear ruler. You can use any ruler for this. I like this one because it helps me see where I'm going a little bit better. You're just gonna be on the opposite side, the white side of your punched out circle. And I use this really old, I believe it's Fiskars. It's for like the old school embossing. It's like a little stylus. There's a thicker one on this end and a skinnier one on this end. I just use the skinny end and I place my ruler directly over the back side of the circle and line it up just as best as I can. You can also use one of the squares as a guide. So once you get going, you could use the square as a guide and that will probably help you guys see a little bit better. And then place the ruler right over the top of it, just get it lined up. If you wanted to use a little bit of washi tape or something to help keep things in place, go for it. That's always a good little tip or trick, which actually I think I will do. No, we're just gonna wing it. I think we'll be good. Then you want to use your stylus to go ahead and put a score line along one of the edges and then turn your ruler perpendicular. And then press it down, hold it down, and then score along the edges of the ruler on both sides. So now you're gonna have 4 really nice score lines, which I know you can't really see on camera, but it matches up with that. So all you're gonna wanna do is fold your ends in. And after you use the stylus to score that, like it goes really smoothly. You can also use the corner or end of a bone folder. I have used the edge or the side of like a Sharpie marker. Like, you know how the back end of it has kind of a rounded, and I'll show you guys. I would just use like this side. So here's just a regular Sharpie. I would use one of the ends and use like the edge along here to score it. You can do that too, in case you don't have one of these really old school styluses like I have. All right, so I am just going to line this one up, fold it, get it all folded. Okay. All right, so now you've got this fun little like kind of envelope pocket element going on, right? All right, so to make my little pockets full of sunshine, which I'll show you guys a layout at the very end that has a few of them in there, you're gonna wanna open it back up. I like to use the Scotch Tacky Glue. You can use whatever glue is your favorite type of go-to glue. I like this type of glue. I know a lot of other girls like the Nouveau glue. Some people just use or swear by glue dots. I like the Scotch Tacky Glue, and I use it in my fine liner bottle. So here's what the Scotch Tacky Glue looks like. And you can get it at Michael's. You can also get it at Walmart as well. So for this one, I'm gonna use these, let's see here, I'm gonna use this one. This is a little bit older sequin mix from SpiegelMom Scraps, but it's called Amore. And I'm also going to sprinkle in some from the Romantics. And there's a little bit more in there that I need, so all I'm gonna do is flip this over and dump it out and take the few out of there that don't need to be there or that aren't sticking down. I'm gonna put a few more drops of glue in the corners so that when I fold this over, it holds. And just a couple more drops of glue in here, and then I have to just shift a couple sequins over to cover that up. And I'm going to add in a few from one of the new mixes, New Year's Eve, which is one of the, actually more of a Valentine's mix, but it has these really awesome holographic sequins. Little pops of black, which is really fun. Adds a nice bit of contrast to really whatever you're doing, whatever project. And yeah, all right, so we're gonna get these last couple in here. And don't worry about it if you have sequins that, you know, might not exactly stay. That's really not gonna be a big deal. You can either glue them down at the end once everything else is dry, or like this one, this was just layered on top of another one. You can just take it out. And here's another one that's like doubled up. Okay, so I've already got my little dots of glue in there. Now to hold this down, and I would recommend doing this before you make your layout, make a bunch of them up ahead of time and then position them on a layout. I just simply use some little paper clips. So I just hold the edges down like this and slide a paper clip over one corner and slide a paper clip over the opposite corner, and that will hold, the fold will hold the other corners down, so you've got this little pocket full of sequins ready to go. This one I made up a little while ago. This one should be just about dry. You're gonna have them pop up a little bit, but you're gonna have some really fun dimension, and this is how this one turned out. Isn't that fun? I hope you guys learned a little something new today. This is a super easy technique to do. You can do it in the car while you're traveling. I like to bring stuff with me while my husband's driving. I always like to have my hands busy doing something. So I hope you guys had fun with this tutorial. I hope you guys make a bunch. Please make sure that you tag us on Instagram and Facebook when you guys make these. I would love to see your interpretation and how you guys are using them. All right, you guys have a great day. See you next time.